Hello, CryptoQ Media. I appreciate you stopping by my channel. Salutations, all. A new debt-free currency backed by actual assets called the Treasury Dollar is being introduced. For some time now, this has been available. On the debt clock, you can observe this return to budgetary discipline. Right now, I'm assuming that this Treasury Dollar may be purchased in both digital and paper formats. No one can determine with certainty where this is going at the moment due to the abundance of opposing viewpoints. Some people think it will be paper money. That it will supplant the dollar in online transactions is a claim that some people make. This is the only issue that concerns me, so please keep in mind what happened the last time we tried to change currencies. Lincoln, Abraham was assassinated. There was also Kennedy, who is responsible for unveiling the new Treasury Dollar. That is the one aspect that I am carefully observing. Furthermore, the financial industry is witnessing a watershed moment. I don't think the United States is quite as far behind as people think, even though other countries have made significant progress in CBDC. From what I can tell, it has been in the works the whole time. Some saw it as a form of resistance against CBDC, and the idea generated discussions. So, I thought I'd include that in my post as well. Perhaps the gloomy people would find this post unappealing, but what if I said that CBD has no shelf life? Why companies of all sizes fail is because they can't handle day-to-day operations and unexpected costs with their current cash reserves. People ought to save some money in case they have to pay for things like unexpected medical bills or vehicle or house maintenance. Banks would go out of business if they couldn't lend money to other people. If you would like me to add anything to this list, just let me know in the comments or send me an email. In addition, the expiration of CBDC is nonsensical. Nonetheless, I shall address the matter of UBI shortly because I believe it will. What are your options in their perspective? CBDC is something they're trying to get you to adopt. He is adamant that you implement CBDC. Exactly like you would with money. What makes it obvious that its life expectancy is limited? No one knows for sure if evil guys will use CBD against you, but I'm worried it could be deadly in their hands. It might be a force for good or evil, just like anything else in the universe. Universal basic income UBI would come to an end. When does it expire? Though CBDC would be the medium of exchange for this government-issued and managed currency. Illegal acts and money laundering would be eliminated by their ideal new system. What kind of rules can be enforced if that's so? To prevent people from saving money for the future, mark it with an expiration date. Limit the amounts that each group of citizens, from those receiving welfare to retirees, can receive. Avoid drug use and strip clubs at all costs. Cigarettes, alcohol, and anything else that can be detrimental to your health are all fair game. So that you, too, might add to it, I deliberately made this list short. I think it's a bad idea to implement a universal basic income because, based on US studies, the monthly payout is just $1,200, hardly enough to cover basic living costs when you add in inflation. UBI also says that individuals should be content with their lives as they are and should never try to change anything. Submit to its pull. They would all give up if they received a monthly fortune. They are completely uninterested in starting their own business. They would no longer have any problems getting to work. Someone out there would be ecstatic to get $1,200 a month from the government. But that would be useless. In fact, it would be useless for reducing the cost at the moment. When a new system came into play, neither debt nor inflation would be an issue. Our system would be completely revamped. By that point, almost everything would have been reconsidered. Think of how different the car industry would be if this happened. Not only would the housing market be completely different, but they would also distribute significantly less money, just enough to cover essential living costs, and likely not even allow you to save a dime of it. Some have offered solutions, pointing to resources you may use. Maybe this is what the drug dealer sells when they open up shop. Being involved in the drug trade makes me think that people will figure out a way to cheat the system. But I am forced to say that CBDC might not be expiring. Give it some thought. While it's fantastic to be able to go to work and get paid in CBDC, that will not last forever. Since it is free money, no one would ever enroll in a universal basic income project, but the government could control its results nonetheless. I wanted to make sure that message got across. Someone in the German government supposedly ran out of Bitcoin. You won't always hear the Bitcoin maxis say, "Good, let them sell it," when their Bitcoin supply runs out. In the end, they'll be sorry for that choice. Nonetheless, I think Germany is aware of this. It appears like Germany had a plan for why they abandoned all of their Bitcoin right now. The United States government has also just liquidated some of its Bitcoin assets, which is worth noting. A UK bank will not accept Bitcoin for a house purchase, even though they said it backwards. I value your email very much. It is essential to confirm the source and type of the funds. You have indicated that the funds have been collected from savings, if my understanding of your inquiries about the source of cash is right. Where did all this money disappear to? Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are not accepted as payment methods by our business. I also think this trend will carry over into the future. Bringing that up on X probably offended a lot of people, but I'm only telling them the truth. The Bitcoin world is constantly changing, and every day brings fresh stories like these or cases of Bitcoins being associated with unlawful activity. There will be no competition for a CBDC because they will find a solution to the problem when they view Bitcoin as a problem. And now I will provide my point. David Schwartz claims that the confirmation time for a Bitcoin transaction is 10 minutes. Estimated cost is about 8. The throughput rate for transactions is about 10 or 12 per second. The solution to the problem of double spending is inadequate. There is obviously no agreement when it comes to impartial assessments. It was groundbreaking and continued to grow, which contributed to its success. That is irrelevant. I refuse to use the US dollar, regardless of how technologically advanced it is compared to other fiat currencies. I am under no obligation to do anything simply because it is the standard. In my community, it is considered the norm. Since the US dollar is the largest, I utilize it along with another tool to outperform it solely based on technical considerations. Even though it's hard to fathom, that surely is one of Bitcoin's objectives, isn't it? There's some technical merit to its challenge to the dollar. Successfully competing in the Bitcoin market on your own is challenging because too technical. I find it somewhat unfortunate that demonstration of effort came first in the historical order. David claims that the intention behind Bitcoin is not to make it obsolete. To start, no one will utilize anything that is both costly and plagued by problems, like Bitcoin's sluggishness and security flaws. Someone always says, just wait until Bitcoin replaces the US dollar. You can see this assertion all over the internet every day. This is so even though the man generally acknowledged as Bitcoin's founder, David Schwartz, has stated that Bitcoin will never supplant the dollar. Keep your money in the US until Bitcoin backs it. It has become very ridiculous. Because XRP will never be able to supplant the US dollar, I felt had to mention this. If you're new to my channel and have just subscribed, I appreciate it. Later, I will see you.